Okay. I'm about to have a good day, no matter what they say.
All right. It is Jeremy Ruffin. We are on RWR Live 365. I am excited. It is episode 4. We about to explode the door. We got Coach Dix. It is Ruff Talk. I told you, dreams come true. We done, what my grandma say, we done dreamt it, and it is here. Coach Dix from Pine Forest High School is in the building. Remember, RWR Live 365. Download the app. We play on Saturdays from 2 to 3. It's about to be a great show, baby. It is going down. Coach Dix.
What's going on? How you doing? Glad to be a part of the show.
So excited.
This has been in the works for a while, and I'm glad we can finally make it happen.
Absolutely. All right, we got our icebreakers, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to find out a little bit about Coach Dix, what he does. All right, Coach, what is your favorite color?
Blue. Go with blue.
Any shade? It don't matter?
It's always been royal blue.
Royal blue.
Royal blue.
Okay. I love it. Coach Dix, when is your birthday?
November 18th, 1986.
Ooh, okay. Happy 21st birthday coming up this year for you, Coach.
Almost doubled.
Coach, in 3 words, describe yourself.
Impactful, motivational, and encouraging.
I love it.
That's the three most words that come off the top of my head about what I could say about myself. And I really don't like to talk about myself. So that was just one of those.
That's good. Now, if we ask his family, they might give us the other 3 words, but that's okay. We ain't gonna get into that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Ask my wife.
There you go. Ask her.
See how that goes.
Ask those track girls after they run, after they did them burpees and them sprints. Like, well, I don't know. We like Coach. No, that's awesome. As a kid growing up, when your teacher asks you, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? Well, I want to John. This is what I want. So what was your answer growing up that this was your job that you wanted to be one day when you grew up?
Well, I had the same answer everybody has now. I want to be a professional athlete.
I got you.
But looking back then, it's like, you're blinded because all you got to do is worry about is play sports, go to school, get good grades. Well, once you graduate, priorities change.
That's right.
So when that happened, it's like, okay, now what am I going to do for real? And always had the idea I was going to be a PE teacher. Well, I didn't get that didn't happen right away. I didn't even go to college right away out of high school. I got into the workforce and just worked there for a while. And then when I was 30 years old, I decided to go back to college. I decided to start college because I had worked in the school district, got my feet wet with coaching. And I was like, you know what, this is what I want to do. So I went and I did online school. So I didn't get the chance to do the on campus. I didn't do online.
That's
married
awesome.
With kids.
Yeah. Oh, you got it. You got the online stuff before COVID came, baby. You was already ready. COVID was nothing to you.
Yes, sir.
Love it. Doing the online classes. What is your, I know this is hard for a lot of people to answer this question, but what is your proudest achievement? You've done several things in life, but you can say, man, this right here, this tops it right here.
Being a husband and a father.
Yeah.
Being a husband. My wife and I have been married for 14 years. We've been together since 2007. I was 20, she was 18, and through the ups and downs, we've stayed together, and we got 2 beautiful kids, and that's my proudest achievement. You can take all the accolades and you can take all the degrees and all that, but being a husband and a father to those 3 young ladies, that's my greatest one.
You outnumbered, brother.
I am. Even the dog's a female.
You got no chance, huh?
No, I'm the only male in the house.
Oh man, I know it's a blessing, man. It is a blessing. I might know the answer to this next one, but where do you find your inspiration?
God gives me a lot of inspiration, but I'm gonna piggyback that to my wife because I'll get real with you right now. Before I met my wife, I wasn't looking that way. And when I met her, it changed the whole trajectory of my life. And now she's my inspiration, but I think God is using her to find my path to him. And You know, when I look at her, I look at somebody that's strong, somebody that stayed the course, and you know, it's always been, you know, that vision that now I gotta, you know, I gotta be the man to lead. I gotta be the man of faith. But her and that guidance is just
phenomenal.
Just you know, it's really helped me grow as a person over the years.
That's that teamwork, man. That's phenomenal. And you know, where we're weak, they're strong. Where we're strong, you just balance, man. And you can play off each other. And it's a beautiful thing, man. When just like sports, nobody cares who has the most points. Let's just win. If the kids get to bed at night and everybody's safe and good and fed, and we can look at each other and say it was a successful day. Hey, baby, I don't care who hit the game-winning shot, baby. We won. Let's get up out there, throw them deuces.
That's it. See, the problem now is that we got I got a daughter that's 11, and now I sit there and see myself as a teenager, a preteen. All right, out of school, you're right. I don't got to get up early. Oh shoot, I'm gonna stay up all night. I'm gonna do this. And I don't know what you're doing, but now I'm like my parents were. I'm ready to go to sleep. I'm tired. I gotta get up in the morning.
That's right.
And you know, so it's been a balancing act because you know you want to try to keep those same routines during the summer that you have during school because you know although it is summer, you know eventually we're going back to school.
Yeah. That's the mouth of a coach, baby. He said, it ain't off season. Ain't no off season, baby. We train a year.
That's right.
All right, coach. It's Saturday morning. You 6, 7, 8 years old. The TV's getting ready to come on. The cartoons are getting ready to come on. Spider-Man, Power Rangers, stuff we used to grow up. And you got to get some cereal. What you going for?
Berries.
You didn't even hesitate.
Nope.
Britt, he said Captain Crunch berries. Oh man! All right.
The problem with that one is that you had to you couldn't go in all aggressive because it's gonna tear the top of your roof of your mouth up. So, but you gotta let it sit in the milk for a little bit, make it a little soft, and then you go in it. You know. So, but no, Captain Crunch berries.
Oh man, I couldn't get into Captain Crunch, man. It was just something about it. The commercials were great. I can't play them on the commercials, but I just didn't get it.
So that's gonna make me ask, what was your go-to?
Oh, Fruit Loops, man.
Fruit Loops, okay.
Fruit Loops were mine, and then my dad got me into Golden Grams growing up. Okay, so he had Golden Grams, I had Fruit Loops, and it was all about drinking the cereal at the end.
That's it.
I mean,
that's it. Now, a close second was Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Okay. Britt, did you say Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Somebody the other day said Cinnamon Toast Crunch might have been their second. No, I love it. All right, you're on a deserted island, and you get 3 items to bring with you. You're all by yourself on a deserted island. They're giving you a break, man. You just won the state championship in track. I'm putting it out there right now. This is what happened. Pine Forest Eagles, right? Yeah. Instead of going to Disney World, you're gonna go on you going on some vacation on the island. You get 3 things. What are they?
All right. So first thing I need is my family.
Ooh.
Second thing I need is I seen a movie about this one time. You know, gotta have something that, you know, you gotta have your fillet kit because I mean we're on a deserted island, gotta eat.
There you go.
You know, and let's say give me a tent because we gotta be able to get out of the elements. Give me a tent.
So we eating? We eating good. We protected. And I'm chilling with my family.
Oh man, I don't need nothing else.
Oh man. That's a great answer right there, man. You getting you some brownie points today, coach.
Oh, what's this air?
Yeah. He said not fast enough, right? Get this thing out there. All right, last question, and then we'll take us a break, and then we'll come back. So, coach, if and I know you're in the educational, what subject do you wish was taught in every school? All right, this could be just high school, it could be middle school, K through 12. What subject do you think is missing out, or kids could possibly get a little bit more of there in the educational sector?
I think it should be, I'm going to say math in a certain way. Okay. Math is being taught at every level, but it's which math is relevant to what we're going to use in the outside world, because not all math is going to be used. Now, I say that to say, okay, you got to learn your addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, all that good stuff. But as you get older, your math needs to go into more of a financial type deal. Because I feel like we have to prepare our children and our kids for outside world. Not everybody's gonna need the
trig
or things like that we're trying to do. There's just some common sense maths that we need to learn before we get out here, so that way we understand what we're getting into. Because you know as well as I do, if you're not educated, you're going to fall victim to somebody who's taking advantage of you in certain realms.
That's right.
And I think that, you do your basic growing up, but once we get to the high school, we got to be more real. Because, I think it's layered too much. We gotta.
That's good.
We gotta understand.
That's good. You got a thumbs up from Britt back there. She's thinking, yeah, man. She's does some financial advising as well, so she's definitely on board with that. So I know there's some other things that you're doing outside before we wrap up and take a break. Is there anything else when you talk to us about that? The financial side, the financial piece, the math that you're talking about. Anything else that you're doing in the community that you kind of want to plug in real quick that kind of talk about with your professionalism, things that you're doing?
I mean, real quick, I am an independent representative with Primerica, and I think a lot of things that we teach from the financial side are good information that we can get out to the public, and they can use it to the best of their knowledge. But I think it's about education. You just need to be educated on life insurance, investments, how things work, because if you're not educated on those things, you will be taken advantage of it in the industry. And I think a lot of people that they say they need it, but the thing is, you got to ask questions. You got to have those conversations. You can't just have somebody say, hey, well, you need this X, Y, Z. Well, why do I need it? And if I need it, okay, what's the fine print? What's the caveat behind it? Is it going to be good years down the road? I mean, those are all questions that our consumers need to ask, because there's nothing more demoralizing than finding out later that it really wasn't what it was when you were sitting at the kitchen table. So I think ask questions.
That's good.
Just educate. Because if you ask the questions, they got to answer.
And I know I speak to a lot of young people and a lot of adults, and they're scared to ask questions sometimes because we don't know the answers, and it makes us look like we. But listen, brother, sometimes you just don't know what you don't know, and the right question can put you on a path that can take you certain places, man, that can change your life, generational wealth. And so that's what we love and we're all about. Shout out to Jeff Hudson, baby. Isn't that right? Big Jeff with Primerica. He's helped me so much with some different things. So Mr. and Mrs. Hudson, y'all are good people. All right, we're enjoying it. Coach Diggs is about to break some things down to us. He got us a special guest that's going to come in. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we about to talk about some good stuff. I don't know if any of y'all heard of Fort Lauderdale, but we got somebody in the building from Fort Lauderdale. Down where St. Thomas is. Is it St. Thomas Aquinas down there and all the boys and just all the athletes where it's warm down there all the time? So we remember RWR Live Ruffin.com. We'll have it there on my YouTube page. Jeremy Ruffin on Facebook and Instagram. You don't want to miss what's coming up. It's going to be great. Take us out, Brett.
I think I got something. Matter of fact, I got something. I got the Holy Ghost, you can't take my fire. Running to the altar because Jesus changed my life. Demons don't want smoke, we can take this to the side. That cross gave me hope, Satan hates that I'm alive. Like sheesh. I'm getting close to the sun, got my songs feeling harder, feel like a sauna. Satan keeps lying and tempting me daily, he's gotta be bothered, made me go harder. Demons don't like me, I'm honored, man. Knock him out, I got my Muhammad's hands. Lost it till Jesus to start again. Well, okay then, God is amazing. Short stay, I put days in. Christ's blood made the payment. Thank you, Lord, like amen. Same spirit that raised him got me stomping on Satan. Going crazy on raging. Ay, I can't stop. Ay, God said this a bop. Ay, I almost lost faith. God called me like a Mars plate. Now I'm in good hands all state. My Jesus is not safe. We be screaming Yahweh. I just wanna follow his will, it's not my way. Feast in front of my enemies on God's entree. Turn the music up, get demons migraines. God gon' provide, yeah, that's why we call him Yahweh. Yeah, that's why we call him Yahweh. Yahweh, every day I call on Yahweh. 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 My provider, ayy. I made in God's image. Satan can't catch me, he's out of shape. No rolling, no wristwatch. Gave Jesus my time of day. 3, 2, 1, lift off on our way to outer space. Mileage, well, Christ follower, if you can't pronunciate. How many can? Haters keep coming back, sound like a fan. I'm screaming Jesus as loud as I can. I count on God and he counted me in. Ha ha, God's good no matter the season. Ruff, healed me from all my diseases. Yeesh. I can't stop, ayy. God said it's a bop, ayy. I almost lost faith. God caught me like a moss plate. Now I'm in good hands all state. My Jesus is not safe. We be screaming, y'all.
I've been staying up late, working overtime, trying to find a way to get some peace of mind. Sometimes I forget that it's with me all the time. Sometimes I forget that he's with me all the time. Hey, I don't need something that's clever, I need your presence to put me together. I don't want something that's shiny, if it ain't got you then it's gonna bite me. When I am under the weather, I know you're covering me like a shelter. Enemy had an assignment, I guess they forgot the one who designed it. He got my back like he's doing alignment. Talking about ghosts, my God is a lion. You want the smoke, I want who's behind it. You gotta seek, and you shall find it. Yes, I got beef, I'm on a diet, but I be fighting while closing my eyelids. Used to be scared every time I was flying. Now I'm laid back because I know the pilot. Ooh, I've been staying up late, working overtime, trying to find a way to get some peace of mind. Sometimes I forget that it's with me all the time. Sometimes I forget that he's with me.
Yeah, told the father that I needed a rope. Thought of leaving without leaving a note. Try to go without the key to my home. Spirit, he came in and keyed in the cold. In the storm, told the Holy Father, look at all this water. He said, get out the boat. Tap dance on the waves, saw the J's advance to the bayside. Know that faith lead to the safe side. With me all the time, gave me plenty signs. Turn the night into the daytime. Came up stealing timepieces. Now I'm with the Prince of Peace when I take time. I ain't talking that he cleared off his calendar when I tell you that he made time. Heard the gospel through the grapevine. Now I stay connected to the grapevine.
I've been staying up late, working overtime,
Dilly.
trying to find a way to get some peace of mind. Sometimes I forget that it's with me all the time. Sometimes I forget that he's with me all the time.
All right, we're back. Coach Dix is here, and we hey, listen, I had to write it out. I had to sound it out. Coach Mark Guandolo.
Boom, you got it.
I got it. Mark Anthony Guandolo.
That's me.
Mag, baby. We just gonna call him Mag. I love it. So we're gonna talk a little bit. We're gonna chat it up, man. You got 3 coaches and athletes up here, so I hope we can get through some stuff, man.
Yes,
we got some good stuff to talk about. All right, so we'll start with Coach Mark, and then we'll work our way around. Tell us where you're from.
And can I just say really quick how grateful I am to be on this podcast. I just got here in Pensacola, and Coach Dix has saved me to unload my truck. I came in with a U-Haul by myself, and I would have not been able to unload it in time. He brought some players with him. So the welcome has been incredible. So I'm super thankful. And bless you guys.
Yeah. Well, thank you for what you're doing, man.
Yeah.
The impact you're going to make in the community and the kids' lives, man, and what you're going to do, it's needed. So, hey, listen, at anything that we can ever do, we're here to serve. And we don't just say that, man. Like, I hope you can see the hospitality. This is what we do.
100%.
And we love it. And Britain, whatever we can do, man, we're here. So, Coach, tell us where you're from, man.
So born and raised in Hollywood, Florida, Miramar, Florida. It's kind of near Fort Lauderdale area, just north of Miami.
Okay. That's awesome. Coach, from
Pensacola, Florida.
Okay. 850. Anywhere you go, tell them we
stand up, baby.
That's
Now, I was here when it was 904.
Oh, wow.
That's back when I was born.
Really?
Yes, we used to be 904, and then I think like when I was like 5 or 6 years old, they changed it to 850. And 904 stayed in Jacksonville area.
Really? I didn't know that. I learned something new today.
Yes.
You know what? I might have heard somebody say that. I don't know. It shows you my age. And people watching like a little young whippersnapper. He doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
All right. So tell us what you do now. All right. So just kind of come around and tell us where you're from. High school did you go to? And then tell us what you do now.
Okay, so I went to Chaminade Madonna High School in Hollywood, Florida.
Okay.
They're a big time athletic program now, but I think that we, meaning the teams that I was on, and my father specifically put them on the map and started that winning tradition over there. So I'm super thankful to be a part of that. And then, I've been a coach and a teacher for over 10 years. Strength coach at Bryant University and Kaiser University for a year apiece. Worked at a small Christian academy for some time, and then some opportunities opened up in the public sector, and I dove in. And so I worked at Boyd Anderson High School for 3 years. One as the athletic director. I taught PE and biology, and then this awesome opportunity happened here in Escambia County, and I came up for an interview, and it went super well. And I was like, this is the place for me to be. Yeah.
I don't know. I just met the guy, man. He's coming in. Like, let me show you the dedication on the scooter. Is outside, baby.
I lost my car.
He is ready to roll.
1 week and a half before I got here, we had a flood in Dania Beach where I was living at the time, right before I got up here, and my car got flooded.
Ooh.
And so I had to crawl out of my car in the middle of a storm, pushing out of a giant lake.
Wow.
So thankfully I didn't have to tow it up here, but I left it down there, and the insurance is going to take care of it, thankfully.
Oh, good.
So I'm going to buy something up here or get a lease or something, but I need to be looking for. So I'm driving the scooter around right now.
Oh man. Hey, listen, I'm like, this is dedication. The Joker done drove a scooter from Fort Lauderdale, baby. Like Pine Forest. Y'all got y'all a dude, man. Like, I love it, man. Well, anything we can do. There's tons of people here, man. Support. I know Coach is here, but we'll definitely be here to help you out. All right, Coach, what school did you go to? What you repping? How did things come up growing up?
All right, so I actually split high school.
Okay.
Spent 2 years at Pine Forest and then 2 years at Escambia. Actually graduated from Escambia in 2005.
Okay.
However, it's kind of like when you go to, Pine Forest was a first love. That's where I went to as a freshman. So, I've worked in the past at Escambia, and then I worked at PHS as a coach. But I've really found my home at Pine Forest, and walking the hallways that I actually got to walk as a freshman and things like that. Those really bring back those good memories. And, I'm at home there. But my journey to education was a long one, because out of high school, I came, I was in a trade. I was putting home alarms in, business alarms, camera systems, access controls. I got to travel all over the place with the company that I was working for, local company, Panhandle Alarm, really took care of me as I was coming up. And, I got to see a lot of the United States through them, and it was real fun, and I got to learn well. And after my daughter was born in 2012, December, I looked at my wife and said, I think I need to make a change. And, I wanted to be home more, and school district opportunity came up. I got into maintenance, and I spent 8 years in maintenance, and then I graduated, and hey, the rest is history. I was able to find a teaching job. And
when did you graduate from college? Tell us again.
2020.
Man, that's awesome.
2020.
So
3.5 years.
You can tell kids like fresh. I've been there, bro.
Yes.
Don't talk to me about studying and education, and you were, a little wiser, a little farther on in life. So you can have a connection with those young people, man, that a lot of people wouldn't be able to have. That's phenomenal. So, Coach, you were talking to us about Fort Lauderdale, Chaminade, baby. Like whenever you watch state football championships, man, they in that thing, baby. Basketball, whatever. So, tell us a little bit about your athletic background. You played. You said Dad was the OG. So, we got to hear a little bit about that.
For sure. So, super athletic my whole life. My family, my dad's side is the jocks. My mom's side is the more creative side.
Okay.
It's funny because my mom she wanted me to be a kicker my whole life. So I was kicking and I was getting good, but there was like this point of my childhood where my father put the ball in my hand. And it was like this unspoken agreement that, hey, you're going to be my quarterback. I don't know if you know this, but this is going to happen.
The equivalent of a shortstop.
Yeah,
there you go.
I just started showing up to QB practice, and it was like, okay, I'm doing this, right?
Nice.
And man, I put a lot of time into it, and I became good. I became good enough. I had great teams around me for sure, and you know, I was a manager. I managed the game. I knew the offense really well. I led, had a high GPA. Like that was kind of my role. And you know, we'd run, and then there was plenty of room for receivers to be open.
Yeah.
You know, I would go like, 5 for 8 for 105 yards and a touchdown. Like those were my stats normally.
Yeah,
20-yard average right
Yeah.
there.
I love it.
So that was kind of how it was. But you know, my freshman year, I was the QB on JV. I played basketball. I wrestled. I ran track. So that was, we were talking a little bit too. So I triple jumped and I ran hurdles in track, and I made it to the regional final my junior year. And I was getting good at that as well. But always been around sport, and that's how it was. So yeah, I played for my father. My freshman and sophomore year, played Scout O and special teams. I was the backup QB my sophomore year. Junior year, I became the starter. We won 12 straight, and we lost to Immokalee in the regional final, and they ended up winning the state that year. And then my senior year, we came back, and we lost our first 2 of our first 3 games. We played Tyler, Texas for the first game of the season, and they were the defending state champs in their county that year before, and we lost by 1 touchdown. And then we lost to Booker T that year. So everybody was talking a lot of smack, like, these teams aren't what they used to be, and they're kind of soft. And then we won every single game after that and won the state championship against South Sumter. 51-15.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, I think I threw for like 70 yards. I had a QB sneak for a touchdown. I made a couple cool plays. I got some highlights. You know, but we had amazing running backs, Willie Floyd, Xavier Stinson. They put up some numbers that year. We had a great line. And then I walked on at the University of Florida, you know.
All right, cut the interview. All right, we're done. Cut.
What, you don't like Gators? What's wrong with that?
Hey, I didn't want to give him a heads up.
Oh no! What?
I wanted to be that organic. Let's go.
Okay.
So God's got a sense of humor, man. I grew up a Florida State huge football fan.
Okay.
But I was coaching at Escambia.
That's right, of course.
So orange and blue, man.
You're not too far
but
away.
I never did the Gator chomp. I just couldn't.
Okay.
I felt like I love my boys, man. She's laughing like, what do you do? I just couldn't Gator chomp, man. But no, that's awesome, man. Like,
yes.
Gator Nation. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. All right. You guys calm down over there now. No, that's awesome. Okay. So, all right. I didn't have it, but I got to get it. I'm a basketball guy.
Okay.
Give us a play call. It's you're down 24-21. You're on the 10-yard line, 8-yard line, 4th and goal. Give us a play. Like, what's Pops calling, man? Like, we're winning this thing, man. This is triple overtime. We ain't going for no field goal. We going for the dub.
We're going shift 2 tight right, 28 waggle. Shift 2 tight right, 28 waggle.
Oh, he's putting the ball in your hand, huh?
Yeah.
He's putting the ball in your hand.
Now,
Okay.
yeah,
play action?
Or shift 2 Army left. Shift 2 Army left. 20-25 lead.
Now we're
Shift
running.
2 Army left, 25 lead. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So what it sounds like here is, Coach, on the first play is basically a waggle. It's kind of like a play action pass, correct?
Correct. I got some choices.
You're going to do hard run action,
Yeah.
hoping that you get the defense to follow. And
Exactly.
And now you're going to.
I can hit the flat, or I
can
could run it.
Yeah.
So the thing, obviously, I'm not the tallest guy in the group,
Yeah.
so I always felt a lot more comfortable getting outside the
So you
tackles
could see.
I could see.
Yeah.
So that
makes
was
sense.
Yeah.
So the Drew Brees effect, that's a real thing.
Oh
huh?
yeah, for sure.
Oh man. Listen, I've played basketball my entire life. I didn't get my dog till about middle school.
Yeah.
So I remember playing Little League football. Brent Raiders, down, set. And I remember, and I was a little chubbier when I was younger. And them jokers just, pow, just ran me over. I like, yep, nope, I'm done. D-O-N-E. So I respect football players. But whenever I've coached basketball, football players always say this. I don't know if I've ever told you this. Coach, there's two things we don't want why we don't want to play basketball. Y'all run too much. Y'all get hit with no pads. And then the third thing they used to blow my mind is, in football, we got a helmet and we got pads and nobody knows who we are sometimes because you know them by a number. And basketball, if you mess up,
exposed,
everybody's right there. And I'm telling you, there's football players who wouldn't come out. They're like, Coach, everybody's staring at us.
well, by the same token, you saying that, ask a football player why they don't run track.
Oh, yeah. Same concept, huh?
Same concept, because guess what? You're in 8 lanes.
Yeah. They know who you are.
They know who you are.
Yeah.
And they know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Because if you don't prepare, and you don't put yourself into, good shape, go out there, you will get exposed on a track. Yeah. And a lot of them are not ready for that, because in football, we got 10 other guys on the field.
Yeah. It's a little easier to hide.
Yeah.
Still, you could get exposed, but it's a little easier to hide.
Yeah. So I got to ask $1 million question, man. Like, all right, because everybody always talks about it. I'm always watching these podcasts, and Shannon Sharp get on there, Stephen A. What's the hardest position in football?
You want to go first?
I'll let you go first.
Man, I feel like I'm going with DB. That comes off of mine, being a defensive back.
Yeah.
Trying to go up against these wildly talented athletes, super tall. They're as fast as you, and you're usually a little bit shorter sometimes.
Yeah.
So DB,
Great answer from an offensive guy. Great answer. Because I'll spin it a little bit.
Yeah.
A defensive position is harder to play, because I had a coach tell me one time, offense is easy. They know the play. Defense, you got to read the play.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there, okay, we're going through film. Okay, are they coming out spread? Are they coming out tight? Are they coming out I formation? Well, they can run the same 4 plays out of those formations.
Yeah.
So we have to sit there and we have to read our cues. And now, as you're a quarterback, you come up to the line, he reads the defense. Yeah. Okay. What are they giving me? Are they giving me a 3 look? Are they giving me a 2 look or whatnot? Whereas defense, we're sitting here having to read it. Well, he's got the snap.
Yeah.
He can come up quick and we're not done reading. So we got to be boom, boom, boom. So I would say I would go along with the defense, anywhere else defense, especially DBs, linebackers. Now, DBs, generally, they get involved in the run game, but mostly they're in the pass game. Well, now you got a linebacker that's got running responsibilities and pass drop responsibilities. Yeah. So, I played linebacker, so I would say linebackers one of the hardest.
That was going to be my second. I would agree. The amount of force and toll on the body for sure, because that the line, they're close enough. They're hitting every play, but full speed, midfield, that backer, running back, you guys are taking some blows. So it's a lot harder on the body for sure.
Gotcha. Gary Coward would love those answers, baby. Defensive side of stuff, baby. Defensive side.
Shout out to Gary Coward.
Old Coach Coward. So I always used to think I say DB because I'm a point guard, so I could look at a DB and say, "Well, that's tough." It's like defending somebody, man. I'm defending Kyrie Irving with a ball in his hands. I just got to turn him a couple times. I just need to stay in front of him and tell him good luck, right? Yeah. But I always thought it's got to be tough being an offensive lineman running a spread offense, man, because that play happens. You got to sprint to the line, and you're bigger than everybody else, man. And you got to be able to hold your position. And defense, the DNs is coming at you. Micah Parsons, bro, I don't know about them old line, man. That's tough, man.
Listen, shout out to old line, because they get
tough.
They gotta go through a lot of summer training.
Yeah, man.
And, be able to do that. But if that's what kind of offense you're going, you train those kids to do that.
Yeah.
And when it gets into the game, hey, let's go. Let's go. Awesome. Our summers here are hot. So if you can get through the summers here, that game on Friday night
ain't nothing. No, that's good. Hey, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come right back. We're gonna jump in it with these guys. We're gonna give them they're gonna give us some tips, some things. Talk to us a little bit about what they're doing in their sports, specific sports, and then we're gonna talk about how can they they need to know. We're going to be right back. Don't you go anywhere.
All my friends just wanna be famous, living life with a lot of time wasted. I choose you, you're what's missing. I choose you, now I'm different. Everyone's saying that I'm crazy, good thinking I got who made me, so let them talk. It don't faze me, I'm gonna give you.
All right, we're back. We got Coach Guandolo.
That's right.
All right, we just gonna call him Mag, baby. And we got Coach Diggs. We talking
Like
about
that.
football. We're talking about the hardest position to play, offense and defense. They're going at each other. I love it. It's been good. So talk to us a little bit, Coach, about what you're doing now. Like, this is phenomenal. I met Coach Diggs. I met you at Escambia. Was that the first time I met you?
Yes, it was at Escambia.
And this guy has been just consistent, just constant, just been what you see, Coach, is what you're getting, man. Come up here, I'll take you. I mean, this is him. I'm not just saying it because we're on a podcast, because I'm going to be straight up with you. If I ain't going to, the kids going to tell you. If I ain't going to lie to you, the kids ain't going to lie to you. Nah, man, Coach Diggs ain't. But, man, phenomenal guy. Love everything he stands for. If a kid came in here right now or anybody said, man, I ain't got a shirt, he'd give the shirt off his back. He would do whatever he could, and I know he would. So, Coach, talk to us a little bit about what you're doing now, man. It's a little bit of a transition. We got some new things going on, man. So as much as you want, kind of talk to us about kind of what you're doing now. And then I want you guys to kind of piggy off what you're seeing now for athletes and student athletes, and what can we do to help our student athletes in our community.
So one of the things is now, I got my dream job to be a PE teacher. But not last year, but the year before, I was presented an opportunity to become an academic advisor. And it was a role that I wasn't familiar with at the time, but it was a role that I was like, man, that'd be pretty cool. Because not only do I get to continue to help kids, the way it was presented and the way it's been is I get to help kids with an academic standpoint athletically. And so I'll hit on that point is I'm the NCAA compliance guy also.
Huge. And
so one of my main jobs is that if the head coach identifies somebody that may be a prospect for NCAA, NAIA, they let me know, and now they're on my radar. And so I create a profile for each kid at the time, and which I use core course GPA, which gives me an opportunity to keep track of their core course. Because here's the thing that they don't tell you about when you're recruiting is there's an academic standard to go along with it. And you have to make sure that you're NCAA compliant, NAIA compliant, because you can't just go take classes, graduate, get a 3.2 and say, hey, I'm going to go be Division I or Division II, because there's actually academic standards in certain classes that the NCAA may not recognize.
That clearinghouse is important, man.
That clearinghouse is important. And so it's my job as the academic advisor of that to go in there and make sure that all our kids are on track, taking the right classes that the NCAA chooses, and make sure that they maintain that 2.3 core GPA. Now, when I say core GPA, it's your math, English, science, and social studies.
Say that again so people can understand.
Your math, English, science, and social studies.
It's good.
So it's 16 core courses that you're worried about that determines whether you're NCAA eligible. You got to have 4 years of English, which, you're going to take English freshman, sophomore, and junior, senior year. So you're going to take that all the time. And then you got your math, who you got to have 3 years of math at least, algebra 1 or higher. Well, also you need to make sure that you are compliant in what your county requires to graduate. Because I know, with us, you got to have geometry, algebra, all that good, those things. So those are things you would have questions with your counselor about. Also, you got to have 2 years of science. Then you got to have 2 additional 2 years of social science, 4 additional years of English, math, social studies. So it's a lot to make sure you have. It's just not about going to class every day. And, so I want to tell parents is make sure you have those conversations with your student. Make sure you have those conversations with the counselor, and make sure that you're on the right path to be compliant.
Yeah.
And biggest thing is 2.3 for Division 1. Now 2.0 for Division 2. And then Division 3 is a little bit different. Division 3 is all academic. So they don't actually give out athletic scholarships. So they can actually play the seesaw back and forth of what they require on the academic side. So and then one thing I want to say too is make sure you have conversations with the school you're interested in.
Absolutely.
Also, because while the NCAA doesn't require testing anymore, that school that you're trying to apply to may still require you to take the ACT, SAT. So I think it's very important that when you start narrowing down your schools, that I got to have conversations with my academic advisor at the college, or have conversations with the coaches. Okay, academically, what do I need? Because there's nothing more frustrating than having these conversations from now they're talking to people now they're getting offers freshman, sophomore year. Well, there's a lot of questions that don't get asked. And there's nothing more frustrating than your senior year finding out, well, I need this. Well, you didn't tell me. No, the questions were not asked. You got to have somebody in your corner to make sure that you're asking these questions.
That is what I've seen as a motivational speaker now when I was coaching in college and playing and then trying to help kids get into college, is they don't know what questions to ask. And I hate to say the phrase, you don't know what you don't know. And that's why you guys are so important, because you're going to them and saying, hey, have you done X, Y, Z? I've helped a lot of kids who didn't even know there was a clearinghouse. I'm like, bro, like how are you going to go to, have you researched these things? Now, NAIA is not as hard as getting into the NCAA. That clearinghouse is completely different. But then you start talking about the levels. Kids, parents don't know there's a Division 1 and Division 2. And shoot, a lot of times there ain't much difference between a Division 2 athlete and an NAIA Division 1. Listen, man, some of the best athletes I've ever seen in my life went to NAIA colleges. Some of the best basketball players I've ever seen. So the people get thrown off by the level.
Brainwashed.
Man, I'm telling you, it is
you need to go where you could play, man.
Yeah,
and
man.
Where you're gonna get the best deal.
Yeah.
The thing that I want to add to that, is that financial conversation. We were kind of talking about it today, but a lot of kids are getting hoodwinked, unfortunately, and it's a shame. There's these small schools, and if you look at the tuition, if it's $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year to go there, these schools will tell you, hey, you can play sports here. We'll put you on scholarship too, but the scholarship's only $3,000, $5,000, maybe 10 grand if you're real good, but you're still coming out of pocket $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 a year.
Yeah.
I can't. I would never let my own children, Lord willing, I have a lot of children someday, I wouldn't let them do it. Yeah. So I tell these kids, like, you need to sit down, you need to think about, hey, it's going to cost me $100,000 to get my undergraduate degree. What is the monthly payment for $100,000 loan for the next 20 years of my life? Yeah. And are you willing to pay that? Are you going to be able to pay that? Especially with that degree and the baseline salary that you make doing the profession that you think that you are going to want to do. Yeah. And, you're going to have to live somewhere. You're going to have a car payment. You're going to have bills on top of this loan. You really need to have that conversation. And I think a lot of parents, they get caught up in being able to say to their relatives or their friends and family, like, oh, my son, he plays football at so-and-so and he's on scholarship. But little do they know, oh yeah, the scholarship's only $10K and it costs 30 or 40 G's to go there. Yeah. And so I'm very real with them, and it's a hard conversation to have because everybody's got their heads in the clouds sometimes. Yeah. But gotta crunch the numbers.
And what's funny is, like, when you're talking on the basketball sector, I don't know as much football wise, but you got junior colleges. Yeah. And JUCO is not what it used to be. If you're a full qualifier, you're only there for a year. Now if you're not a full qualifier or automatic qualifier, you got to go for 2. But I mean, you're saving yourself some money, man. Go NAIA. what I want to make sure a lot of people understand is I hope you got what Coach Dick said. When you go Division III, it's not an athletic scholarship. Like that is straight academic money. Now, unless something has changed, but I played Division III, like there, it's mostly academic. You got to go where they want you, where you fit, and where financially you can graduate. A degree is a degree is a degree.
So I'm going to touch base on that because football, I've kind of separated myself from those talks ever since I got out of coaching football and focus more on what I do coaching now with girls track. And I can tell you that in my experiences, a Division I track program has, I think it was 16 and a half scholarships for cross country and track. So at a 16 and a half scholarships, they may want to have 25 to 30 athletes on the team. Well, how do you get 20 to 30 athletes on the team? You got to split those scholarships up. So from a track standpoint, the odds of you getting a full ride paid for are not very good unless you meet certain standards.
So in track, is it all about time?
It's about time and where you fit in their conference.
Yeah.
Track coaches in the NCAA get hired and fired by winning conference, and they have to put a good product on conference. And if you're not, the odds of you getting that full ride are not very good if you are not winning conference in multiple events. Now, I say that to say this. It's very important that you pay attention to your grades because those scholarships can stack with academic scholarships. Because I'm going to tell you, a full ride to me is a full ride. I don't care how you stack it. You're going to give it to me academically, athletically, or both. If a full ride's a full ride. If I don't have to come out of my pocket, we're doing that.
Huge, man.
And I will say this from the track side. The 3 years that I've been at Pine Forest, we've signed a lot of female athletes. I can probably count 2 of them. I think I counted 9 in the last 3 years that I've been there. I can count 2 of them that didn't have a full ride, however you put it, that they had to come out of pocket. And when they came out of pocket, it was probably $2,500. Because one of the things that I'm very particular with is I want to make sure my girls, when they go, they're set and they don't have a lot of debt when they graduate, because I want them to worry about starting their career and not worry about being drowned in educational debt, like Coach was saying. So I've had to tell girls, you may want to stay in Florida, but this school is $25,000 a year. That and in 4 years, that's $100,000, like Coach was saying. Or you can go to this school, and they're going to pay for it because the academics, the tuition is not as much, but also they're stacking it. They're giving you more money than that school. So we always have those talks before we make decisions. We don't offer chase. We're going to find out what fits our student athletes best and what fits them financially and athletically. It's more too than just going to be an athlete, because eventually the athletics are over.
Say that one more time.
Eventually the athletics end.
Well, hold on.
It's over.
Bert, check my my headphones going out. Say that one more time, Coach.
Eventually your athletic career will end.
Yes.
And the thing is that we don't know when it will end.
Yes.
But it's going to end. I'm sorry. The old phrase was, when I was playing football, is the ball will deflate.
Yeah.
And one day we're going to have to find what our niche is in our career.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to move past it. Yeah. And so, I want to set our girls up to where they are able to go in the career field without a worry. Because,
ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you caught everything that Coach Dix just said, but we're going to have to replay that thing a few times, because you have a man who, you have 2 coaches at Pine Forest High School. And I got no dog in the fight. I want them to love people that are doing what's best for the student athlete. And too many people chase offers. for pride. And you're just saying it. Put your pride aside. Listen to your coach, who's going to get you in a phenomenal situation to be able to not just can run track and continue, which we want, but what do you do after that? And that's phenomenal, Coach. What can people in the community do to help or to support you, to support your girls? Like what can they do to get behind? Because y'all are very successful.
We are very successful, but it's a shout out to Coach Brian.
Oh man, big shout out
to Coach Brian. The last
GOAT go,
16 years ago, he's done a lot of work with Pine Forest and then Woodham previously before that. And it's just the culture that he built. And I will say this, that it takes a lot of time, a lot of resources to build what he's built and to maintain it. And I think one of the biggest things is that, and this has been my vision, I want to get in the community more with our girls, and I want them to see and explore different opportunities. I pretty much got our whole schedule done. So, biggest thing we need help with is just, resources. We got a lot of like new uniforms, travel's a big one because every year state seems to be in Jacksonville.
Is that hotel expenses,
rental vans expenses, or
food?
It's just so many small expenses that end up being the big expenses, and not to mention that we want to look good.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to have warm ups. When we travel, I want to be able to, if we got to go practice, I want to be able to put on some shorts and a shirt to represent our school, because at the end of the day, we're representing our school.
Yeah.
And, it's just small things like that. A lot of our kids don't have the proper footwear. Mm-hmm. So I've partnered with people in the community to try to get that. Because I think it's very important that in a running sport, we can't come out there with J's on. They flat. That's not foot support. And, we got to make sure we have the proper footwear. Got to make sure we have the proper spikes. And it's just a lot of things that our kids, may not be able to get, but with the help through the community, we can get the things that we need to be successful.
It's phenomenal.
And
and that's something that we're blessed with, is to be able to have great connections and partnerships and resources. So I'm gonna be mad, coaches, if y'all don't call me and say, Coach, this is what our churn need. And I know there's people in our community who would definitely jump in. Man, we got to get y'all back on. This time is gone way too fast. All right, so here's what I always ask at the end: a couple of questions about success. And Coach, I'll start with you.
Sure.
How do you become and remain successful? A lot of people want to become successful, but I'm not just about becoming. I need you to be able to have some retention. I need you to be able to retain that thing over time. How do you become and how do you remain successful?
I think you become successful by being honest and tactful and upfront with people. And I think you also need to, you got to work hard. There's a time that you need to put into something particular to see some results and to also see it through and to see it evolve. When you approach something initially, it doesn't always look the same as time goes on. Mm-hmm. And you got to be able to notice that and be able to make an adjustment. And so, I think being honest, putting that time in, the hard work, and being able to make a pivot and evolve through that experience, being open to the mystery that life is. I had a quote recently that I've liked a lot, but pride tries to create a reality, and then you want to live in that reality, right? So you're trying to conjure up this thing, but humility accepts the world the way that God created it. And I think if we do that, we can really meet it where it's at and really serve the community, the area, the people, that moment, to reach some sort of success, and then to stay there. You got to nurture that. There's got to be a sort of consistency and relationship building. You come back to the place that you work because you love the people, you like working with those people, and you enjoy your leadership, and you believe that they're competent, and those are the things that make it last. So yeah, those relationships, I think, is what makes it last. That climb initially, relationships are important too, but I think that sums it up.
I think you just wrote the first chapter of your book, Coach.
Oh, man.
Goodness, I hope you don't copyright. I'm gonna steal some of that stuff. It's on the video. If you see that getting reposted sometime soon, just know it was me. I stole it.
I feel like I was stumbling a little bit. I don't know.
That was good, man. That was really good, Coach. I'm gonna throw a curve at you. I want to also go to the flip side, like you always say. How do people become unsuccessful or fail? He talked about success and remaining, and you might be able to touch on about how do people become unsuccessful? What happens in that process where they just lose sight of it, or things just don't stay as longevity as possible?
I think one of the things that people do is they get complacent. When they get to the mountaintop, it's like, okay, the hard work's done. No, the hard work just began.
Man.
And I think whenever you get there and you just see yourself getting that success, is that, all right, well, I'm going to slack off today. Hey, I'm up here. I'm going to slack off. Okay. It's kind of like from a track standpoint is okay. I just ran my PR. Well, Monday when I show up to practice, I'm not going to get everything I got because I just PR'd. So what's going to be the difference between next week? No, that's not how this works. We got to work harder when we get to the top. Yeah. And I think that, and when you get to the top, guess what happens, Coach? You don't fall out when I tell you this. You become more popular. You got more outsiders coming in now that want to hang around you because now you're more popular. And so guess what? Now you're getting, man, I'm cool, man. I'm cool. And then guess what? They start feeding into you, and it's not the positive stuff. And then guess what? Eventually you just fall off because now you're becoming a product of your environment, and you forgot what got you there, and the people that helped got you there. You're not looking at them no more. You're looking at the ones that didn't come till you was at the top. So I think a lot of that, and I think that a lot of that with our youth, a lot of that happens. Yeah. And it's our job as coaches and mentors to prevent that. But can I share one thing with you before we wrap up? And I want to tell you this. This is because I thought I was going to get the previous question.
Okay,
so
go ahead, man.
I like that. I want to give you something that I shared to my girls and our coaching staff yesterday because I challenged them. Okay. A dream written down with a date becomes a goal. A goal broken down into steps become a plan. A plan backed by action makes your dreams come true. So what I did is I challenged them to get a journal. Okay. Write down goals: academic, life, athletic. Okay. Break down the plan of how we're going to get there. And then let's put those plans into action, and then find you an accountability partner, whether it be one of your coaches, whether it be one of your teammates, and help each other out. Because at the end of the day, Ruff, it's not about athletics all the time. It's about building this young generation to be successful at the next stop, because I'm not always going to be there. What I mean by that is I'm not always going to be your coach. I got you 4 years, and then you're going to go to another coach. But what I can do is I can do my part as that village, and instill some things into you that you can take to the next level, and you become successful.
It's awesome.
And I think that a lot of times we get caught up in wins and losses and this and that. It's more about that with me.
Yeah.
And it's always going to be more about that with me, because I win when you win in life. That's when I win. When you become a great mother, a great father, a successful doctor, lawyer, or successful at whatever you do, that's when I win. The scoreboard don't tell me whether I win or not.
Woo, this was part 1, baby. I'm just going ahead and put it out there right now. That was part 1. I don't know what y'all got going on, but we're going to get you back on. Listen, it's been great. This is Ruff Talk. This is Jeremy Ruff. Remember, RWR Live 365. Download the app. You can go to